very different werewolf film, not like any other films that I can actually relate to. Angela Lansbury has this granddaughter having vivid dreams and stuff, and then she tells her stories, like very based off fantasy and folklore stories about werewolves, and the Little Red Riding Hood story, that kind of ideas, even more like the Mad Hatter kind of like table setting. I mean, this gets very acid trippy, gets very surreal. And basically the little story about the little girl that kind of wanders off the forest path and then meets the big bad wolf and all these things. And it's a very interesting film. It's not like any other werewolf film that I can really say. You know what I mean? It's
a little different, is it?
Yeah, it's a little different. It doesn't follow. It follows like your weird folklore, like many different stories in one film, kind of a weird thing. So it's not your atypical werewolf film, but definitely someone, if you like, I have the beta. Little beta, yeah. See, I have the beta, the VHS, the DVD, the Laserdisc, and the soundtrack because I collect werewolf films. So that's why I have this little tiny beta. Did you see that they have Scott Howard? They have Teen Wolf Pop figure now.
No.
At Walmart.
Walmart.
They have the Teen Wolf Pop figure.
That's awesome.
I wanted to get it, but I didn't have any money.
Walmart has cool things now.
Yes. I kind of want to get the Scott Howard Teen Wolf Pop figure.
That will be added to my collection.
Buy two. Okay, so here we go. First one off the top. What do you think? No, never saw it?
Never saw it.
Never saw it.
I can't find it on YouTube, and I can't stream it somehow. It'll let me borrow it someday, because I do want to see it. It has Angela Lansbury nude in it. No, it doesn't.
No, but if it did.
Yes, I would own it, definitely.
Naked pictures of B. Arthur. Fantastic.
Oh, God rest her soul. Her George Washington-looking face.
So stern. All right, the next one, first time watch for me, no, it's not true, is Chud. Cannibalistic Humanoid Underground Dwellers. And this is the first film that I can't remember his fucking name, but I'll figure it out.
Daniel Stern.
Daniel Stern from Home Alone.
Or are you talking about the other guy from Home Alone that's also in it? Daniel Stern's in it. He was the one burglar.
No, we're not talking about the burglar. We're talking about the
John Holt.
Oh yeah, no. We're talking about Daniel Stern. Yeah, we're talking about
John Hurd.
John Hurd.
John Hurd played Mr. McAllister.
Mr. McAllister, yeah. Of course, actually. So I'm sorry, you're absolutely right. I should have actually mentioned that. There's two people from Home Alone that we know, but of course the one that I always go, hey, you know what I mean? Like, of course, Mr. McAllister was that, John Hurt, but yeah, I always go for Daniel Stern because as soon as you see him, because I don't know if this was John's first film, but I'm pretty sure it was not Daniel McAllister, but Daniel Stern's first film.
I think this was Daniel Stern's first film.
Yeah, this is Daniel Stern's first. I don't know about John though.
No, John Hurt's he was done movies before.
Yeah. I always like to find the first movie of somebody, and I'll tell you what, these people that say they don't like horror films or this or that, this and that, their whole filmology of watching films, like the whole basic, whatever you enjoy now, started because of horror films. Because basically, name one known actor now that didn't start in a horror film? It's
everybody.
So hard.
John Candy even did.
Yeah,
John Candy
the Clown
did.
Murders.
Everybody started in horror at some point.
Yeah, at some point in time, horror.
It might not even been a horror movie, but a horror TV show. Brad Pitt was in everything. He was from Tales from the Crypt to Goosebumps.
Brad Pitt was in Student Bodies. So there you go.
George Clooney. George Clooney was.
And it's either Brad Pitt or Val Kilmer was in Cutting Class.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So like it's all horror. Johnny Depp, Friday the Nightmare on Elm Street. You know what I mean? Kevin Bacon. Friday the 13th. And everyone knows Kevin Bacon.
Everyone eats bacon.
Everyone eats Kevin's bacon, and Kevin's not happy about that. So what do you think about Chud? What's Chud about? I did the last film. What's Chud about?
Oh well, see Chud. Okay, so Chud is if you take off no, Chud is
Gozer.
Yeah, right. John Hurd, I don't know his name in the movie, so don't worry. I don't know. You have to watch it. Forget it. But John Hurd is a photographer living in the city with his wife, and I think she's a model. I think.
Yeah, she is his model.
Yeah, and he does photography and stuff, and he has a good friend, Daniel Stern, who works at the homeless shelter and really helps the homeless people. He's kind of like a hippie, you know, and he goes missing.
He's a bum.
He's a bum. Is he a bum? He's a bum.
He's a bum.
Anyway, he goes missing and stuff, and he knows of. He took him down in the sewers to, you know, do photography for homeless people, you know, just to get some weird, you know, fucking
retrospective.
Yeah, retrospective of homeless people and stuff. And so he went down there looking for them, coming across these hideous monsters, and next thing you know, these things are coming to the surface and terrorizing the city. And
I love the fact that, of course, all the government knows about it.
Yeah, the government even, they try to hide it, but they tried to do a cover up about it because it was the chemical that was causing them to turn into these.
Well, I love the fact that when you go actually down into it and they really start to see like the actual contaminator, it's that cliche, just barrels upon barrels of leaking stuff sitting everywhere. I'm like, would it really look like this? How cheesy and just like it's so funny.
I just thought I should.
It looks like a Toxic Holocaust film.
Yeah, no, it does.
Like toxic Holocaust.
Municipal waste or something.
Yeah, municipal waste music video. That's what it looks like.
I have a Chud shirt. I should have worn it.
You should have.
Has a toxic barrel of waste everywhere, and them all like lurking behind them and everything.
Nice.
Should have worn that shit.
And then, wasn't it really weird? And basically, so the Chud are mutated hippies or bums.
Bums.
Yeah.
I think we're going to walk back here a little bit. We were talking about stars. I think John Goodman's in this too. Isn't he a police officer?
John Goodman. John Goodman.
From Roseanne?
John Goodman is one of the police in the diner.
Yes.
When the one guy comes in to shoot up the place and like John Goodman's there making jokes and stuff like that. Yeah.
John Goodman's in this movie.
Yeah.
Ah, there's another one.
There's another one. That might have been his first one. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But that is fucking weird. There's a pretty much an all-star.
Yeah, I like the fact that the guy comes in and like rob the place and he looks around and it's like literally nothing but cops.
Yeah.
He's like, oh fuck.
Yeah, that was funny. They all like turn around. He's
like, oh
fuck. Yeah. But no, anyway, so they, you know, the government, it's all part of a government thing, and they end up making a sequel to this movie, which didn't live up to the original. I don't feel it's a good entertaining film
too. Yeah.
But it's still, you know,
it has that Tremors feel where everything's getting like mutated and morphed and evolved and.
But it's a good fun.
It's a good fun campy film.
I remember being a child, and
I remember eating a child.
I remember like back in the day where all the movie covers were painted, but then once in a while you came across like Chud that was like actually like a picture of the monster lurking. That scared the shit out of me. It gave it more like realistic feel. Like that troll was at Ghoulies. I went sit on a fucking toilet after I saw that movie cover for a fucking week.
Yeah.
I hovered above it when I pooped.
I still do. I do the hover.
I do too.
Yeah.
Not because of Ghoulies, because of germs.
I like the splash.
Oh, you like Poseidon's Kiss?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I just
that's
like
what they call that.
Poseidon's Kiss.
Poseidon's Kiss when it splashes up and touches your rectum.
Yeah, actually I made a grindcore song like that when I did Pyramid of Man.
Called Poseidon's Kiss?
No, it was
Chunky
I'm
Dunk.
trying to remember what the actual song was called, but it was I wrote the lyrics and stuff for it. It's like it was all like you got all King Diamond, but it was I study your face as we kiss, puckered and wet. It says like when you take a shit, the water from the toilet splashes up your butthole and locks it up tight.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You're so fucking cool. I'm so cool like you.
Oh shit. But anyway,
what's up?
So
next?
yeah,
What we got
next up. It's not gonna be a long episode.
No,
it doesn't seem like.
I think a lot of these too. I feel like for 1984 there wasn't a lot of trash.
You know, there was only like 10.
Yeah, and there wasn't a lot of movies released that year. Not even for like crappy B-rate film. Like a lot of these are well-known movies.
Right. No, actually, basically,
like I think that's what sucks.
One of the films that was on here I really like. You haven't seen it yet, so it couldn't be on the list. But one of the films that I want to talk about will be on Slasher Sunday. And it's Superstition. That one was a good one.
I saw it.
Yeah, Superstition was a good one. Good slasher and stuff. Very crazy. Good effects. But yeah, there really isn't too many like films that came out in 1984. I mean,
it does suck. I mean, there's good films. It's just
the films that did come out were quality films that stood the test of time.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But there weren't that many actual films.
Yeah.
Okay, one of the next one we're going to talk about is 80s as fuck. Night of the Comet. You like this film? You ever see it?
Yeah, I love this movie.
Okay.
This movie, to me, has a special place in my heart because it was literally Fast Times at Ridgemont High meets
weird.
Yeah, Night of the Living Dead, Night of the Creeps kind of vibe.
I remember watching this with my girlfriend from LA, and she was just like, I can't believe watching this, like, LA completely empty.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I did some research on that because I literally couldn't figure out how they made LA look so empty. They literally just filmed around traffic lights.
Yeah.
Because once the traffic light turned red, they'd be dead that way, and they would just film that angle to make it look empty. And then, like, there's a whole bunch of cars and pedestrians behind them while they're filming, like...
But it worked.
It worked fine.
It worked great.
It worked great. And they added that red filter to the whole movie then, like...
Gave it this kind of, like, that ozone of death kind of thing, you know? And basically, the people that are in this get locked in a studio tower. What do they get? They get locked in a...
when the comet's coming to Earth, it's like it comes like every couple thousand years.
It eradicates everything.
Yeah, and that's, you know, what killed a lot of things. So, you know, this girl shacks up with her boyfriend in a movie theater because he's a projectionist.
Yeah.
And it just so happens, like, people are in certain places at certain times that don't get affected by it. And so
as it evolves.
Yeah, they fall asleep, you know, after they make love, and they wake up early in the morning, and she walks out. I love how she walks out early in the morning and there's no one around. She doesn't even notice it at first. She doesn't notice all the clothing laying on the ground.
I love the piles of clothing with the ashes in it and stuff.
And then she just walks around, like, eating her candy bar, like, oh, you know. But then they have to deal with, you know, there's a small cult that knew about this coming, and they prepared for it. And then you have the mutated zombies. Yeah. Like, I guess the ones that didn't get enough, but it got enough to become weird or something like that. This is 80s as fuck. Yeah, it is the definition of 80s horror. Fun, campy. It delivers. If you want to, what do you think? Name top. Let's try to do this. I have a couple off the top of my head. Name 5 films that are just completely and totally fucking 80s. Do they have to be horror? Yes. They have to be horror. Yes. I would say, maybe you can add to the list. Night of the Comet. Yeah. Night of the Creeps. Yeah. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Yes. Okay, now try. Can you add some more to that one? They're just completely, like, Fright Night. Is Fright Night totally 80s or not? Not enough. Not enough. Not in my view. Like Teen Wolf is. Teen Wolf is. But it's not really a horror. That's not really horror. Yeah, that's the thing. They're totally 80s. So now, just pure horror, totally. Because Night of the Comet's fucking 80s as fuck. Toxic Avenger. Would you consider that 80s or just trash? That's just trash. That's just trash. Okay. I can't think of anything off the time. I know I'm going to stay at home tonight and think of thousands of it. Like, thousands of 80s as hell. You know. Yeah. Well, Vamp is 80s as hell. Definitely Vamp. Vamp is definitely 80s as hell. What are you thinking about? Like, there's 2 versions of 80s. Either, like, you're overwhelmed awesome about how much 80s it is, or you're overwhelmingly disgusted about how much 80s it is. So we already got 4 of them right there. Trying to think that 5th. Chopping Mall? Chopping Mall's definitely 80s. Because that's the hype of the 80s mall movement. And, you know, everyone was, you know, the robots and stuff. Yeah, no, that was totally... 80s as fuck. 80s as fuck, yeah. No, absolutely. And this is one of... I say it falls into that... This is 80s as fuck category. Yeah, there's a lot of movies. I know there's a ton of movies out there that are just like... You just sit back and the nostalgia just pours out of the screen onto you. You're like... You're bathing in it. Like, oh... This is so 80s. I love it. This is that because I love it too because I did some research on Night of the Comet before I came over, and they really referenced EC Comics. If you notice, a lot of the main characters are in bright colors, where her sister's in the, you know, blue, you know, cheerleading outfit, you know, and then all the villains or the bad guys are dark grays or dark earth tones, right? You know, because you know they're dead, you know, or they're evil. You know? You're supposed to differentiate. Yeah, and that's what they wanted. They wanted vibrant colors for the good guys, dark tones for the bad guys. And in the 80s, half of the shit was pastel. Anyway. Oh my god, it fits perfect though. Like, and I love that. Like the cops. Yeah, I know the cop zombies were actually real cops. Oh yeah. Yeah, they were protecting the set, and they needed cop zombies. And I guess the 2 people that were supposed to play never showed up. Right. So they just went over to the cops' house and they wanted to put makeup on and pretend to. And they're totally down for it. Yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, that's cool as shit. I love when they do that stuff. Yeah. So. And then was it Kelly Maroney? Yeah. It was just awesome. Awesome. I think she followed me on that. I don't know, but she is so hot then. Yeah. I'm so in love with her in this movie. Yeah. I just sat and adored her the whole time I'm watching this. I'm just like, I love her. And she did not age gracefully, I don't think. Chopping. Oh, she follows us. Honey. She's also in Chopping Mall. Yeah. Yeah. And she's in Fast Time Richmond High. Yes, she is. Yes. Absolutely. Go figure. Yeah. All good films, though. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. You know who aged pretty good? Quigley. Yeah.
Linnea.
Yep.
Linnea Dupree.
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
she's a little weathered, but she's doing good.
Well, she's not this. No, she's not. I mean, I'm comparing, her from the 80s to now. Obviously, she's older.
Yeah.
I don't say she didn't age well. I take that back. She aged fine.
You don't age really well.
But you don't.
Barbara Crampton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Oh, and Cassandra Peace. Yeah.
She still looks the same.
Yeah.
I was watching her on something the other day. And
What
they
does
were saying,
Michelle Bauer look like now? Because her tits were in everything.
the question is, what does Barbara Steele look like now?
Dead.
So she's beautiful then.
I don't know. I don't
She
know.
looks like this.
And Carolyn Monroe.
Sounds like a three-way to me.
Hey, whatever, man.
So, Night of the Comet.
Definitely like this one.
I like this one. It's a good movie. I like it. It's definitely a personal
Well,
favorite.
you know why we like it? Because it's in our top favorites. Top 5. 1984.
Yeah, we went through the whole list. We picked
Yeah.
our top 5
Yes.
favorites.
Oh, wait. Holy shit.
Who was talking?
If we were talking about it's strictly horror, and he's going for 80s, it's Razorback, Chud, Don't Open Till Christmas, Gremlins, Friday the 13th. Oh no, he's talking about strictly horror from 1984, because I remember that. Razorback was definitely out in 1984. Chud, Don't Open Till Christmas, which is one of my absolute favorite Christmas themed movies. Gremlins, Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Slim Pickings that year. There was absolutely slim pickings that year for sure. Neptune's Wet Willie. Yeah, no, definitely. It is absolutely slim pickings for 1984. We didn't do now. Don't Open Till Christmas is really good, but I don't know if you've ever seen it. So
Dope. I've seen that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
We picked Silent Night, Deadly Night.
We don't have the movie because I can't find my copy, and I don't know if you even own it.
I don't know.
When you have such a vast collection of movies, literally, I have a library full of VHSs and DVDs. So when someone's like, "Can you reference this film?" I go, "It's gonna take a day to find the movie."
Yeah.
I knew right where my Toxic Avenger was because I have it with all. I have a trauma section. All my trauma films go together.
Do you ever get to the point where you go,
I have a problem. I have an obsession. I have an
No, that's bullshit. Do you ever go, oh, fuck, I didn't know I owned this film?
Oh, all the time.
All the time.
Do you know what I found? I found that Hammer film. Oh, what the fuck was it? I found it today just going through shit. A Frankenstein, horror.
The Horror of Frankenstein?
The Hammer film?
Yeah.
With Peter Cushing and
Cushing, yeah.
Yep. I found that. I didn't even know I owned it.
Yeah. No, man, when he plays Dr. Frankenstein is awesome. Frankenstein Created Woman. You ever watch that one?
No.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's so many great ones. The horror. Sorry, Frankenstein and the Beast from Hell.
It's funny because I have a Hammer section at home and it's not in my Hammer section. I guess I just found this movie and just threw it in the collection and just found it going through trying to find Silent Night, Deadly Night. And
Right.
so it's one of those where I found a lot. Dark Shadows, the Johnny Depp movie. I like it. I know it has nothing to do with the original Dark Shadows, but it's entertaining to me.
Well, that's good.
You say it's gay?
I said that's good.
It's gay too.
That's gay too.
But moving
It's a
on.
comedy.
No, yeah, it's totally comedy.
Yeah.
It is funny because it times itself and it dates itself at the same time. It's kind of like he's still back in the past where it's like 2004, I think the movie came out.
Okay.
And so he's kind of like, bring the horse and carriage around. They're like, well, we have a Volkswagen. They're like, what's a Volkswagen? And he's like, in a car, and he's all like, doesn't know. He's just like, first time in a vehicle, he's like, slow down. He's like,
it's a Volkswagen.
yeah, a Volkswagen.
Yeah. So like, what does he like? Well, my thing about that whole dick thing
Oh, look
is
at that ass.
look at that ass. My biggest thing is like, what was he like? Just woken up or something like that, so he doesn't understand what reality is around him, or how does that
Well,
work?
it's just like he
Quigley kept in shape. Yet Crampton is still meg hot. Barbara Steele looks like a cool grandma, and so does Carolyn Monroe. Yeah,
Barbara Steele was dead.
Huh?
I thought she was dead.
I don't think so.
She's old as shit then.
Yeah.
She's got to be in her 90s at least.
Well, it's pretty fucking old. Yeah. By now,
I'd
don't
still
think
bang
so.
her.
I don't think she's dead now.
I'd bang her.
I'd bang her. I'd bang her if she's dead.
I'd bang her if she was dead too.
I don't give a fuck.
How many people can say I banged a dead Barbara Steele?
I mean, I can say I banged dead bitches, but I can't say I banged dead Barbara Steele.
But not Barbara Steele.
Yeah, exactly. So,
I don't know.
I don't know. So, Silent Night, Deadly Night. Do you actually care about that movie at all?
I do. Yeah, okay, I'll say this about Silent Night, Deadly Night. This was the very first introduction to Christmas horror for me.
Oh, really?
A long time ago, I saw it. It was my very first Christmas horror film I ever saw. Unless you're counting like Tales from the Crypt, like that little segment they did.
Yeah, right.
But I don't count that as a film.
No. When Dad comes home.
Yeah. So like, so this is my very first film. So it holds a little special spot in my heart for it. There are better Christmas films out there that are horror related.
Oh, Black Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas Evil even. I love Christmas Evil.
Christmas Evil is good times. Yeah. New Year's Evil is good.
I do care about it, and I always remember being a child walking around the horror section as a kid, and I always was fascinated with the Santa hand,
the axe
coming out of the chimney, because I knew that was wrong. I go, that Santa's bad, and I don't ever want to meet that Santa.
Yeah.
Because that always was in that preach as a child, and I go, that's what Santa does to kids when you're bad.
Yeah, that's the bad list.
Yeah, that's the bad list Santa.
That's the bad list Santa.
So for me, it always held a special place in my heart, and like I said, it was once again one of those spots. It was one of those movie covers, because I'm fascinated with movie covers, that wasn't painted. It was actually a real picture.
Right.
So it made it more realistic for me. It kind of spooked me out a little bit. So Silent Night, Deadly Night, it has a special spot in my heart for me.
Right.
Though there are actually better Christmas film movies out there, and it is honestly probably out of all the Christmas horror films, probably the most recognized one.
Right.
Which kind of makes it less cool than at that point, because we're a show about lesser known horror.
Yeah.
So it's kind of key.
Every time, it's really easy to get that film confused with Silent Night, Blight Night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that, but that's the whole insane asylum thing, black and white, the whole deal. It's a whole different beast of a film. But I got some more comments.
Comments.
You've got 2 ways to watch Silent Night, Deadly Night: watch the film or watch the sequel. Yeah, pretty much.
You know what's funny about that too? Mickey Rooney boycotted that first film.
Why?
Because of this violence and the fact that Santa go around killing people, and that's taboo. We can't have that. And then stars in I think 4.
Yeah.
I'm like, because I actually have 4 on VHS, and it says Mickey Rooney. Did he boycott the first movie?
Yeah.
Good job, Mickey Rooney.
Mickey Rooney. Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rourke.
Michael Roker.
Al Roker.
Daniel Stern.
Daniel Stern. There we go. We're just naming names now. Actually, I was at Carolyn Monroe. I was just talking about her there quickly. She's in a film with. Do you ever just not remember people's names?
Yes, all the time. Especially when we do this shit.
And here's I'm
trying to think of people's names I know.
Well, that's Lee. Lee's the sexiest man. One of the sexiest.
Lee.
Yeah, that's King of Beer Tube. He reclaimed his throne as King of Beer Tube. So Lee. I don't know if they're doing a podcast tonight. They never said anything to me. So
thanks for the invite, asshole.
Whatever. Fuck it. I have a name in my head, and I don't want someone to making me remember it. I want to remember it by myself, but I don't think I can. Because
you go ahead and tell me, and I won't tell you.
Maniac.
I'm not telling you. I don't know it actually. I don't know who you're trying to talk about. I mean, I know the movie. I'm familiar with the movie, but I don't know who you're trying to. I might not even know the name.
Oh man.
I'm terrible with names. I lied to you. I don't really know.
Yeah. Mickey Rooney needed booze money. Joe
DiMaggio.
No, Joe DiMaggio. I don't know. I'm trying to. Spinell. Joe Spinell.
Jeff Spinelli.
Jeff
Spicoli.
Joe Spinell.
What is it? Tell us.
Not pass casting tonight. Nope, he's not passing. Lee, help me out. Joe Spinelli.
Come on, Lee. You're the king of
Maniac. I don't want anyone to remember. Right. I need Lee to make sure I know what I'm talking about. He was one of those guys that his vice has got the better of him, but
Vice, Miami Vice.
Miami Vice got the better of him. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure Maniac is like Joe Spinell. But he did a film with Carolyn Monroe called The Last Horror Film.
I've never seen that. I know. I'm familiar.
I know, and I don't own it. I don't own that film, and that's one of those films that I really just need to own.
I read that about that in one of my horror.
Joe Spinell. Oh, I was right. Woo! That's good. Okay, good. Yeah.
We need a gimmick on this when we something cool, like they had the wolf.
Ring the bell, bing, bing. Ring the bell, bing. Yeah. Here, punch me in the asshole.
So yeah. Anyway, Silent Night, Deadly Night. Feelings, opinions, comments, concerns.
It's all right.
Yeah.
I can give or take it.
Yeah.
But honestly, I don't think he watched Don't Open Till Christmas because we were talking about it. It just didn't come up. Honestly, if I had to pick between the two, I would definitely Don't Open Before Christmas. Isn't it kind of odd that 1984 had such limited pickings, right? Slim Pickens, like the actor Slim Pickens from The Howling. Hey, but there was two Christmas films in the same.
Yeah.
No, actually three. Gremlins.
But
There's 3 Christmas horror films in the same fucking year, even though there were so little things happening in that film in that year.
But you know what's weird? It's like every time, like in today's world, when they reference a time frame of the 80s, it's always 1984. Like, you have American Horror Story right now. It's doing the 1984 version of their horror story.
Oh, yeah?
I think Stranger Things, the new season, is taking place in 1984.
That's when my sister was born.
It's like 1984 is such a key point, but really
Nothing happened in
really happened.
1984.
And it's just like, I feel like...
Gas rationing. Ooh, scary.
Oh. I'm glad I wasn't born then.
I was.
Missed about 2 years.
Lee was.
Lee?
We're all alive.
Lee? What's Lee saying
The last
now?
horror film is one of those ones that is a terrible ending, but whatever. Has a terrible ending, but whatever.
Well, that's like my life.
Unfortunately, that last horror film was plagued with Carol Monroe and Joe Spinell just really basically liked working together and stuff. So they got this idea of going over here and making this film, and Joe was spending way too much on alcohol. The film was way over budget. Everything was chaos. Apparently, Joe Spinell had to get talked out of a bar once where he was wearing his mother's dress, drunk as fuck.
It's normal. I do it all the time.
Yeah, I know.
Happens every night, every other Friday.
I know what your mother looks like, and I'd be hard pressed to see you in her dress.
It's a tight squeeze, but it works.
Don't tease me. Don't tease me. Don't tease me.
You should wait till I pull out the knee-high socks.
Do you have little bows tattooed on your thighs?
I do not.
Because what a slut fucking thing to have. Jesus Christ. Hey, bows tattooed on the back of your thighs means never treat me nice ever, and if I talk back, hit me as hard as you can.
Those are the same girls that wear the daddy's girl booty shorts.
Yeah, daddy touched me over IP shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck them. Anyway,
so a-holes. Or Chris Raup.
Last but not least, okay, 1984 is a key for almost every other genre but horror. Exactly. Actually, that's a good point.
It is true.
Actually, 1985.
Isn't the one Fast Times at Ridgemont High came out? It was 1984, I think, isn't it?
Probably.
And that was, such a fucking 80s movie itself. Well, it was an 80s movie about the 80s.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, then I was going to say 1985. Didn't you have Weird Science and Teen Wolf and fucking chaos like that? Like Back to the Future? Back to the Future came out in 1985. All that iconic 80s chaos.
Do you know what came out in 1986 though was the best?
Ghostbusters, Terminator, Revenge of the Nerds, all 1984.
Ghostbusters. Look at that shit. Look at that. I got Ghostbuster tattoos all over me.
Fuck their daughter.
Ghostbusters? Oh yeah. That went over everyone's head. Woo! I got the joke because it's an inside joke.
Inside joke. I was inside that joke. Okay, here we go. Last but not least. I can't talk. Last but not least. Here we go. The Toxic Avenger. Superhuman Science Fiction. I haven't seen it.
I love everything Trauma. Because Trauma gives the little man a chance in life. And a lot of key players have started in Trauma. The biggest being James Gunn, who went on to direct and I think write, if I'm not mistaken, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Ghost blowjobs. Oh. Guardians of the Gardens of the Galaxy. Check out my roses, bitch.
He started out with Trauma, and Lloyd Kaufman's even in the movie. And it's just, anyway, Trauma's cool as shit. And Toxic Avenger, and just like most probably people my age, kind of played the roles backwards, where they started on the Toxic Crusaders cartoon, and then ended up finding the Toxic Avenger movie later on in life, like me. Now, with saying that too, I also knew about the Toxic Avenger before the Toxic Crusaders cartoon, just because I frequent the movie store a lot as a child, but I never saw it until I got a little bit older. But I did grow up on Toxic Crusaders.
Right.
I love Toxic Crusaders. That was Playmate's best toy run ever. Gross, gory, slimy toys. It's what parents didn't want you to fucking have.
Right.
It was everything that was wrong with toys was in that fucking toy line.
Right.
I loved it.
That's the good thing.
Yeah, no, and that's what it is. Turmoil in the toy box.
Turmoil in the toy box.
Like, seriously, because it was... I remember Christian advocate groups fucking freaking out because of the Toxic Crusaders should not be marketed towards kids because of the violence in the original film and stuff. It's like...
Yeah, but it's not. It's loosely based off the original film. But
That's all it is.
It's based off the cartoon that was not violent.
You can't tell these people fucking shit.
Yeah.
So, long story short, I love...
Did they go, oh, by the way, there's real murder in the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comics?
Yeah, I don't know if they know anything about that either. I don't...
You know, but they just...
It's true, though. Yeah, no, they run with it. That's what they fucking... They don't focus on anything.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, reading about how that was a fucking issue, too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, mutated turtles are kind of a slide against God, I guess. I don't know.
Mutated turtles just pisses off the Japanese because of Hiroshima.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I love the Toxic Avenger. This movie is the epitome. I think it's trash. It is trash. It is probably the most popular trash film, though.
When they run over the grandmother's head and she pisses all over the street, I mean, you just know you're in for trash ride. I mean, I would say, like, that's the thing is, like, if you're a first-time watcher of anything trauma, you pop this thing in, the second the grandmother's head pops like a balloon and she starts pissing all over the street, that's when you're either going to go, I love this film, or I hate this film. You know what I'm saying?
The film pushes the limits, and it pushes the envelopes, and I can tell you, back in the time era, which we're so fucking desensitized anymore to fucking shit.
Like IPA.
Yeah, like... Back in the fucking day, I can see where this movie would be like, oh my god, this is hardcore. Where they're just driving around playing that game where they're hitting people, kids on bikes, they're killing kids.
Yeah,
like,
they're killing kids,
you know,
they run over their kids' heads and stuff.
I know, remember the scene in the taco joint where was it a taco joint?
Yeah.
The guys come in with their guns, and that one dude with the painted face,
half-painted face,
points the gun at the newborn baby,
and
he's freaking the fuck out. They said they had to talk him into doing that movie. He filmed that and walked off set, has not acted since. That movie fucked with him that bad.
He really?
Yeah, he said, Lloyd Kaufman made him do that. He goes, you need to do this. He did it, and he quit right after that scene was filmed.
It was too much for him.
It was too much for him. He goes, no one should ever point a shotgun. Now it's not even loaded at a newborn child. He goes, who the fuck writes that? And he goes, he hasn't acted, I guess, since that scene. That's what I read online. I mean, I don't know. I've never heard him personally say that, but they said that guy is not acting.
They shot the dog.
Yeah. Oh, but that's fucking. I mean, that's
the seeing eye dog.
Yeah. No, it's fucked. But I mean, like, it's not. But like he said, pointing a gun at a baby should never been written into a script.
Fun fact. Remember Ken Foree from Dawn of the Dead?
Yeah.
He hated shooting. It was Don Savini's cousin.
Yeah. I remember that.
He hated it. Like, he had that whole shooting. Like, it's a fucking film. It's not real. It's pretend.
Yeah, it's all pretend.
Even though that whole thing,
it's funny because
he was not okay with.
You have movies like that today where it's just so typical, like the Bunnyman Massacres, where the guy dresses.
He goes onto the school bus
and he kills a bunch of like 5th graders.
Yeah.
He just walks down the aisle with a chainsaw, just cutting their heads off, and blood's screaming. The kids are running all over, and he's just killing all of them with a chainsaw. Another one was Hobo with a shotgun, where Slick and Ivan did the same thing. I think they burnt the whole school bus alive.
Well, those spoiled kids, just killed the whole school bus.
Yeah, and so I'm just like, it's not uncommon anymore in today's movie genre to kill children.
But at the same time, I kind of miss the days where the actors had those kind of consciences.
Yeah.
It makes it
more realistic,
and special. It's like, this actually, like, now it was just another. Now it's just another day.
It's just another day.
Just another day on the grindstone. Yeah, that kind of thing. This is Cigar Face.
Cigar Face.
Not the face painted guy, but I remember the black thug.
Yeah,
was Cigar Face.
He introduced everybody, kind of like a fucking host.
Now we're gonna learn why I call him Scar Face. Oh, because they fucked up that Irish Flatfoot really bad. Like, he was gonna burn him. He actually did burn him in the face. And then, saints be Jamies, he saved my life.
Yeah, right.
He saved my life. Yeah, no, I remember that. They mopped him up. I like the fact that he got that mop in the dick. What? I'll be back. I mean, it's so much. There's so much comedy in this film too. I mean, it's not a straightforward thing. I mean, the whole Melvin thing too. I mean, I like the fact that they got the girl that when she was fingering herself in the sauna, he picked her up and he sat her pussy right on all the hot stones and burned her. Like, I was like, So much, so goodness, so much.
They really thought a lot of it out. That how can we make this movie unique that'll be talked about for generations? Different, unique kills, the storyline. You know, you had meek, mild Melvin get transformed into a fucking savage beast.
We just did a trauma film on They Must Be Destroyed Inside a Movie podcast. It was The Last Turn On, and I can't remember, from 1980 something. It was a trauma release. It was one of their first trauma kind of sex comedies, and one of the guest appearances was Melvin.
Really?
He was in it.
Ooh.
Yes, he was. It was a great little cameo.
Yeah, a great little camel toe.
Some actors get so method or just so deep that sometimes I can get why they'd have that reaction. Yes.
Yeah. It is. It's kind of a. I don't know if I could point a gun at a child. Like,
I do it every day. That's a joke, by the way, you fucking faggots.
Yeah, don't call CPS on the poor guy.
And if you're gay, it's a joke, you fucking faggots.
Yeah. I love Toxic Avenger, man. And I love all the other movies that followed suit. They're just as good as the first one. There's not actually a bad Toxic Avenger movie, I don't feel, because each one of them is... You know,
maybe he's bipolar. Abraham Lincoln was bipolar. And he freed the slaves. Drunk Kabuki Man trying to explain why Toxie might be evil was fucking fantastic. That was part 4.
Yeah.
Part 4.
I feel kind of, too, ever since... No, I don't want to. I don't want to say that because it's not true. I just feel like a lot of stuff now Trauma puts out too really is a lot of focus on the Toxic Avenger as selling points. Class of Nuke 'Em High, Volume 2, I feel is more Trauma or more Toxic Avenger homage than the original.
I'm talking about with the girl with the big dick and the other one gets pregnant and stuff.
I'm talking about duck rape.
Yeah, duck rape.
Duck rape. It's a thing.
Because that's that new thing now.
Duck rape?
Well, was it... Class of Nuke 'Em High Volume 2, and there was a Part 1, and I think Part 2's out now. I haven't seen Part 2. Did you see Part 2 of the second sequel to Class of Nuke 'Em High Volume 2 or whatever it's called?
I don't remember.
Did you see the first one?
I have so many trauma movies at home.
The new one.
No, I don't think so.
The girl that gets the huge dick. You see that one?
No.
That's a brand new one. It's Return to Class of Nuke 'Em High Volume 2, I think it's called. And it's a new film, and it's a Part 1, and it's a Part 2. Came out about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, I think that's the one I have.
Yeah, with the girl with the huge dick.
We watched it.
Yeah, I haven't watched it with you.
I let you borrow it.
I already have that. I already watched it.
Yeah.
Okay, but then there's apparently the sequel's out now because it was a run-on. It was to be continued.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I want to keep watching that. The one girl automatically gets pregnant. The other one has this huge penis and stuff. I'm like, I can get into Futanari stuff. Futanari stuff's alright.
I like it. So do you want to give a rundown of what your ratings are for these films, or you want to just end it, or you want to kill
Company of the
ourselves?
Wolves.
I can't rate it, I didn't see it.
Smells magnetic. Company of Wolves beta. I would give Company of the Wolves, for a horror fan, I would give it a 7.5 out of 10. But for your standard moviegoer, I'd give it a 5. It's just because it's not your normal thing. Paul watched something past 2000? I know, what the fuck? It's trauma.
I know.
I had to give it a go.
Sometimes I can talk him into it.
Okay, so the next one we were talking about is Chud, Cannibalistic Humanoid Underground Dwellers. Actually, what's your thought about this film?
My rating as a movie horror buff.
A horror buff?
And give it a nice 7.
Yep.
And for the average Joe, I'd say a 5.
Okay. I'll give it a 7.5 and a 5 for the Chuddy. Night of the Comet.
Oh, I give that an 8.
I'm gonna give it an 8 too.
And for the average person, I give it a 6.
I'll give it a 5.
Yeah, because it's entertaining. I mean, it brings a lot to the table. Silent Night, Deadly Night, go.
I'll give that one a. Overall, I think I'm gonna give that one a 6. Overall,
6?
yeah, it's not the best. And I'm gonna give it a 6. I'm gonna give it a 4. Probably overall.
I'll go with that score. Same.
6 and 4 probably.
Yep. Very appropriate.
And the Toxic Avenger.
Oh, that's going on. That's a fucking 10.
That's a 10.
It's a fucking. That's a fucking 10 for me. And for the average moviegoer, I'd say 4.
It's a 5.
5? You go 5? 5.
Yeah, because they're gonna stick around just to see what happens next.
Yeah, well, no, definitely. You got, like I said, it's one of those movies
you're either gonna turn it off or you're gonna finish it because you have to. But
it just keeps turning. That's all it does. It just keeps twisting and turning. So, absolutely.
Yeah, the turn of the knife.
So anyway,
you're gonna if you don't like this film, you're either gonna shut it off or you have to watch the end because you want to see what happens next. Doesn't mean you're gonna like it, but if you like this film, you automatically love this film. I remember the scene where the sun sets, like the sunrise is kind of. What's that?
Holy bat flaps, Grandma!
When the sunrise is coming up, and then you hear him like in the back, like running around. In the beginning, it's just like that's so fun. And I'm like, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's what it is. Okay, so
well,
these are our 5.
That concludes the Chris Raup special edition of Maniacs Meat
that he did not join in on.
I know, we should have just had him on.
Well, like he didn't even show up for the fucking comments.
He might not have. He
might
be working.
Not have. He might be working. I don't fucking know. Wednesday. It's a Friday.
Oh, he's working, bud.
Oh, that's fine.
But anyway, check Chris's work out. He's an awesome tattoo artist. Chris Chris Raup Tattoos on
Keystone
Instagram.
Villains.
Keystone Villains, awesome shop. That's where we get all our work done. And those guys are award-winning tattoo artists. They're all cool. I'm sure they have big penises, and they get lots of bitches.
Yep.
So definitely check those guys out. Keystone Villains, Chris Raup Tattoos. He's a cool cat.
What did you say about your penis? It's
my penis. This is a rendition of my penis because it's short statured but thick and heavy.
And this is my penis. It's rather long, but it's thin as fuck. Oh yeah. See, look at that. Yeah, go with this guy. He might not be able to hit the bottom of a tuna can, but he can blow the sides off a coffee can. Boy, that kid's slimmer than this. Oh, how you doing?
Awkward.
I can't finish that joke now. I hate that. Bro, really?
Bro. We should get a red light that says on air.
Yeah.
So people just can't walk the fuck in.
You just can't walk into this random room for no reason.
Anyway.
That's it. This is Paul.
Josh.
Maniacs Meat Podcast, probably around episode 33, 34. I don't know. Probably in there. I don't know. This way, actually, the stream actually finished.
Good.
So, if you upload this, great. If you're not, we have the stream.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Nanu.
Watch that finger.